Hey y'all, I know it's been a while. Today is Monday, March 6th, 2023, and I wanted to speak about the mental health and well being of military personnel that are currently serving and ones that have retired, and some things that I would recommend. Um, I'm reading from my notebook, so if I keep looking down, that's what I'm reading. Um, Basically, for personnel that have had to go to EBH and or what they call therapy, if you find yourself going through any type of unaliving thoughts, depression, schizophrenia, bipolar disorders, ticking like nervous tics, any type of his issues, and they've all been documented on your paperwork. I know that the military, especially for the branch that I was in for Army, they tell you to be mentally and physically tough and to embrace the suck, but also see if it's spiritual warfare that you're going through. The service doesn't really speak too much about how to be spiritually tough, how to combat issues when it pertains to other personnel that may have experience in that world. When I mean that world, I mean the spiritual world. I mean dabbling in craft, dark works, causing you to have issues that you never ever experienced in your life, from mental issues to physical issues to internal issues to how things are going around you and your environment. Um, if you are from another country, another island where they know how to clear that negative energy off, I would speak to whomever in order for to assist you with helping you clearing that energy off, because continuously going to EBH, you don't really know, first off, who you're talking to and if they may be involved and doing craft. I'm not saying that there's a coven of witches and warlocks inside of EBH preying on personnel who they know are clearly going through spiritual warfare. But what I am saying is, it's always best to do your work or your clearing work once you leave from that appointment, so that you know uh, that one, you've done your part, you know what to do, and you're not reliant on um, pharmaceutical medications that they may administer to you. You'll probably notice that the more you go, you're saying for some patients they may feel that their symptoms are getting worse. Um, you really want to resolve the issue, and they keep administering stronger doses, saying maybe this dose wore off on you. Maybe we can change this medication and give you this. See if it is spiritual warfare. Learn how to do the clearing work. Um, when I was serving, I had my own personal area that I would do my clearing work in, because I learned that they really don't talk much about being spiritually tough or being a spiritual warrior and fighting against what they know, the ones that may dress in uniform like you, your OCPs like you, they know what is going on. I'm not saying there's covens that are inside each branch that do work on selected personnel, but if you are unaware of that side of that world, then you will be constantly thinking that it's you that is having the issue, when in actuality it's somebody that's projecting that issue towards you, so that you can continue your life in a more stable way, and know when the next time you feel something, whether they're attacking a certain part of you that again cannot be seen, cannot be explained in the hospitals or anything, to having an issue and then going to the hospital or going to EBH and then suddenly the issue is gone. You have to see, is it spiritual attacks that you are going through, and how to properly cleanse it. I would highly recommend, again, for personnel that are from other countries, um, go see about somebody who you trust, because there are people who are wicked that way, that you go to ask, help me do the clearing work. Go to whomever you may trust, the people that you know, and ask them to clear that energy off of you, or ask them what they would recommend to clear that energy off of you, so that you can continue on your journey, whether you wish to continue serving, or if you have already retired and you're feeling attacks still. Because it's more than just, oh, you may have joined at the wrong time, or you may started off on the wrong foot, or you may woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Sometimes it genuinely is an attack, and pay attention if you do feel that you are being spiritually attacked, to the faces that repetitively show up in front of you. Some people are very wicked, to where the same ones that are doing work on you will ask you, are you okay, or etc., etc. It's kind of like if somebody were to take something from you and then try to help you find it. That type of scenario that I'm, trying to put together for y'all to see. So I'm not saying everyone who asks if you're okay is doing work on you, but just to tie those two together, the same ones that are repetitively in your face and while you're working, maybe the same one's doing work on you, same as the same one, if you find something missing, they'll be the ones to help you try to find it. So I definitely wanted to put that out there for any personnel who just couldn't understand, and they may have grown tired of repetitively going to EBH, grown tired of going to the pharmacy and getting their new prescriptions, feeling these adverse effects to these prescriptions, feeling that these prescription pharmaceutical medicines are getting worse for them, getting stronger, the dosages are going up, and their issue, what they're going through, doesn't seem to be able to get resolved. Personnel that do room inspections, they may feel some type of way, especially if they see you have a prayer corner of your own, and nothing wicked, it's simply a prayer. It could have something as simple as Jesus Christ on there, or Lady of Guadalupe on there, or Mary Magdalene on there, or Virgin Mary on there, or Elohim on there, or whatever religion that you believe in. It could have something as simple as that on there, and you're doing your clearing work. People who do these room inspections, they may be offended by that, because it is your clearing corner, it is your holy corner. You could have it probably in your closet, or a small section that you can probably conceal when they do room inspections. Because I found when I had my prayer corner, they would get very offended. They have been saying things about, oh, you can't have incense, you can't have candles. And when I look at a Catholic's altar, they have candles. I don't see an issue with that. They have white candles at that. I don't see an issue with that. So when they see it on base, depending on what base you are, I don't know if your personnel, the ones that inspect your room, um, would be more lenient than others. But when it came to mine that I was at, they were a little iffy about that. And I found that to be an issue because, that's where I laid my head down at. Who knows what they do when they laid their head down at, and what they have inside of their homes when they leave from your barracks room after your inspection. So I feel they should be more open-minded when it comes to how people do their clearing work in order to not get spiritually attacked or to go through spiritual warfare. Um, what else? See how they react after they see your prayer corner. See how they treat you. If they start treating you different than before, odd, um, then that should let you know who may have an issue with you protecting yourself on that level. We shouldn't be at war with each other when we're working amongst each other every single day. Um, Especially if you have no issues with being mentally and physically tough. What's the harm of being spiritually tough when there's personnel that may be above you that are spiritually tough, spiritually experienced, and can manipulate, if need be, towards personnel who don't know. So before you think you have an issue, because there are some personnel that may have an issue, um, see if it is a spiritual attack, see if it is a spiritual warfare that you have going on. I hope that helps because um, when I first started, the first story that I heard when I went to AIT, which is after you graduate from basic training, was about personnel unaliving themselves in AIT. I didn't expect that to be the first story to hear when coming to AIT. More so, personnel probably, for the rules that they have, I don't know if they changed the rules, then it would probably be personnel wearing regular attire when they know they're supposed to be wearing OCPs. That would be like the most I would expect to hear when your first time coming to AIT. But instead, it was a story of personnel unaliving themselves, and we're in the school setting, quote unquote, hearing from uh, what you would call battle buddies, and they would be the males. One of my male battle buddies had told me about them moving him into a barracks room that had the remnants of a personnel who indeed did unalive themselves. They did not clean that barracks room. That's a health issue. That's a traumatic, that must have been traumatic for him because he's probably never seen nothing like that before. And so, good thing he was experienced spiritually on how to clear that up with also cleaning that area out. But he was experienced on how to clear that up so that that spirit of death, that spirit of depression, that spirit of whatever that personnel had been going through before they unalived themselves, would not latch on to him, so that he could fully concentrate and continue on his path that he needed to in order to graduate from AIT. That leads me to think that when you go and you are a soldier that um, lives in the barracks for the bases, that that same thing may occur there. And if it does occur there, you're not aware of it, but you suddenly feel waves of sorrow, of depression, of just feeling very low, and you always seem to feel low in that specific building or that specific area, then you may want to definitely get on how to do that clearing work so you're not grabbing hold of that and it's unbeknownst to you. You want to make sure that you're secure on all areas, not just mentally and physically tough, but especially spiritually, because there's other people who are spiritually tough and they're not really going to say such. Some may even watch you go through the turmoil because you don't know how to properly clear that energy away from you. I want every male and female personnel to go through basic training successfully, go through AIT successfully, go through each and every uh, base that they are assigned to for duty successfully, even go through deployment successfully, unharmed, spiritually secure, mentally secure, and physically secure, so that they can continue on their paths like they should be, because it's not just the enemy on the other side that you'll have to worry about. It's the enemy that's in your own camp that you have to worry about as well, who are secretly doing spiritual warfare on you. Just because they wear OCPs like you does not mean they can be trusted and are not too far from or not too good from doing such things towards the people that they work with. Just imagine if you are somebody who's worked at a regular job and you see how shady people at a regular job can be. The same applies for working with personnel, and you are personnel yourself. So it's always best to secure yourself, to ensure that you are able to function at the best of your abilities. If you know others that you can trust, say you joined and you have a relative that joined, or a close friend that joined, or somebody you went to school with, or an associate or whatever that joined, and y'all group together and y'all make a strong spiritual prayer circle to cleanse that energy away. Y'all feel you were going through turmoil, cleanse that energy away so that y'all can continue to go through your path, so there's no blockages in your path, there's no uh, setbacks in your path or any of the sorts. You're able to successfully continue on, vision clear, mental clear, everything is clear within you, and may be able to not go to EBH anymore. You may be able to get off of those prescriptions as well. Once you realize what's really going on with you, once you realize what's really being thrown at you that can't be seen, you can't tell the people at EBH, I'm going through a spiritual attack. Some of them may know and may say, let me up your prescription dose. Some of them may not know and then say, let me up your prescription dose. You really don't know who you're really talking to when you go to EBH. So they really don't talk much about that. I guess they want to pretend that it's taboo, but nothing's taboo about a spiritual attack that some personnel who indeed know about that are pushing towards personnel that are unaware of that or feel that it does not exist, it's not real. So definitely, if you do find other people that are aware of that, y'all come together and you cleanse that from whatever you read through, whether it's the Quran or the Bible. Whatever you read from, call on your angels, call on your guides, and work together to clear all of that energy out, because there should be less personnel going through turmoil like that, when even though they don't teach to be spiritually tough, you learn from each other how to be more spiritually tough, not just mentally and physically tough. That's all.